Hi guys, before we get into the video, I thought I'd just show you this book I came across recently. It's been endorsed by a driving instructor and a driving examiner. You firstly have over 800 practice theory test questions. The second part of the book gives you tips on how to pass your driving test. So I'll show you the contents page here. It's pretty unique. It's the main unique selling point of this book. Not many books have this many tips about dealing with your driving test, dealing with nerves, how the tests work, plus some tips for post-driving test. For example, tips on driving abroad, towing a trailer, smart motorways. You can find the link to this book in the description below. So, now on to the video.
Which of these isn't allowed to travel in the right-hand lane of a 3-lane motorway? A small delivery van. B. A motorcycle. C. A vehicle towing a trailer. D. A motorcycle and sidecar. You've had a breakdown on the hard shoulder of a motorway. When the problem has been fixed, how should you rejoin the main carriageway? A. Move out onto the carriageway, then build up your speed. B. Move out onto the carriageway using your hazard warning light. C. Gain speed on the hard shoulder before moving out onto the carriageway. D. Wait on the hard shoulder until someone flashes their headlights at you. On which part of a motorway are amber reflective studs found? A. Between the hard shoulder and the carriageway. B. Between the acceleration lane and the carriageway. C. Between the central reservation and the carriageway. D. Between each pair of lanes. How should you use the emergency telephone on a motorway? A. Stay close to the carriageway. B. Face the oncoming traffic. C. Keep your back to the traffic. D. Stand on the hard shoulder. You're traveling in the left-hand lane of a 3-lane motorway. How should you react to traffic joining from a slip road? A. Race the other vehicles. B. Move to another lane. C. Maintain a steady speed. D. Switch on your hazard warning lights. Traffic officers operate on motorways and some primary routes in England. What are they authorized to do? A. Stop and arrest drivers who break the law. B. Repair broken down vehicles on the motorway. C. Issue fixed penalty notices. D. Stop and direct anyone on a motorway. What is the aim of a smart motorway? A. To prevent overtaking. B. To reduce rest stop. C. To prevent tailgating. D. To reduce congestion. You're using a smart motorway. What happens when it's operating? A. Speed limits above lanes are advisory. B. The national speed limit will apply. C. The speed limit is always 30 miles per hour. D. You must obey the speed limit shown. What's used to reduce traffic bunching on a motorway? A. Variable speed limits. B. Contraflow system. C. National speed limits. D. Lane closures. You're on a motorway and there are red flashing lights above every lane. What must you do? A. Pull onto the hard shoulder. B. Slow down and watch for further signs. C. Leave at the next exit. D. Stop and wait. You're towing a trailer on a motorway. What's the speed limit for a car towing a trailer on this road? A. 40 miles per hour. B. 50 miles per hour. C. 60 miles per hour. D. 70 miles per hour. What should the left-hand lane of a motorway be used for? A. Breakdowns and emergency vehicles. B. Overtaking slower traffic in the other lane. C. Slow vehicles only. D. Normal driving. You're driving on a motorway and have to slow down quickly due to a hazard ahead. How can you warn drivers behind of the hazard? A. Switch on your hazard warning lights. B. Switch on your headlights. C. Sound your horn. D. Flash your headlights. You're on a motorway. There's a contraflow system ahead. What would you expect to find? A. Temporary traffic lights. B. Lower speed limit. C. Wider lanes and normal. D. Speed humps. Why can it be an advantage for traffic speed to stay constant over a longer distance? A. You'll do more stop-start driving. B. You'll use far more fuel. C. You'll be able to use more direct routes. D. Your overall journey time will normally improve.